Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm at school again, and today I am on Discord. Even though I found it, I'm gonna change my name now. Hold on, I'm gonna change my name. Hold on, I don't feel like changing it out. No, no guys, let me try to get voice. I'm doing this, but it's tripping, guys. So for the phones. I don't know if it'll work. People are saying weird things. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to do it for fun. It's not gonna work. So let me change this. 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 Guys, that's gonna be my username. Add me on here. Uh-oh. Push. Yeah, that's my username. 1 month free. What? 1 month free. Yeah, someone give me the account number so I can go so I can get Discord. Yeah. Today we are gonna be playing this game. And don't mention how did I play this. How did I play Discord at school? I don't know. I don't know. It's just unblocked. Parking. Early track. Ching. Cross, I just. Let's go, guys. We're driving again. Let's go. It's like that game called Take a Break. Take the Go. And guys, and if you are not yet subbed, make sure to subscribe. And also, I gotta. Also, I have to send myself this video because, like, I can't do it. So, guys, we're just gonna be playing random games. Yeah, random games. Today we're gonna. Guys, I'm feeling rebellious today. Feeling rebellious today. Let me just called what? Please, I didn't mean to. Yeah, what is this? Okay, guys. I'm gonna be quiet while watching this video, but let me walk in. Pray for me. Pray for me, guys. We're gonna learn about the Constitution, guys. Listen up. Listen up. We're gonna learn about the Constitution. More. Sorry, I meant to say laws. I'm so stupid. The law. The law. Yeah, guys, the law. Listen to my teacher.
It was written in 1787. It was the plan for how the government of the United States of America would run. It was important for the United States to approve a constitution so everyone would know how this new government would operate. Hey, did you know the Constitution has a nickname? That's right. Just like you might have a nickname. What's the Constitution's nickname? Remember? The Constitution of the United States has a nickname too. The Constitution is called the highest law in the land. It has that nickname because it truly is the highest law in the land. Every other law is supposed to follow and respect the Constitution.
So even though Donald Trump, for example, says we need to take education away from that, we need to have education away. We need to cut teacher salary, we need to cut the school program, we need to cut the ESL program, cut the STEP program. That's what they want to do. But when you have the Constitution, you cannot take education away from the Constitution. That's good. So the highest law of land means if it is in the Constitution, no matter what law any president does, if it's in the Constitution, it cannot go through.
Yeah.
For example, one of the laws in the Constitution is that militaries do back during the Revolutionary War, right? Now, if Donald Trump says, I'm going to change the law. From now on, any military active can go into any home and they should serve them.
Can't do that.
Can they do that?
No.
No, because it's written in the Constitution. The Constitution is the first laws that came out. So if it's in the Constitution, you cannot break those laws. That's why it's the highest law of the land.
Government leaders are called to follow the Constitution and make sure that no laws are passed that go against what is written in the Constitution. The Constitution is the law that all.
So right now there is still a lot of law that's tried. Every single day there are laws that. Yes, every single day, every state is trying to pass a law. Everybody is still trying to pass all these laws, right? Like Martin Luther King Day, Hmong Day, we got that bill passed. But not Hmong Year, Hmong Day. Hmong Day is like I think in a couple of weeks. But does that have anything to do with the big constitution? No. So that law was passed. So now we actually have a Hmong Day. Okay? So every single day you think about it, every government is always trying to pass laws. But as long as it does not go against the Constitution. Because Donald Trump was trying to take money from us. But there is a constitution that education should not be blah, 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 blah. I have to go look it up again. But I remember reading something about it. That's why right now we're still in school. Okay? Because Donald Trump tried to go against one of the laws of the Constitution. Get it? So that's why the Constitution laws, these laws are the highest law. No law can go against it. Yes, there's no way of changing the Constitution. That is right. Good job.
Other laws are supposed to support and follow
the Constitution.
So the Constitution is a special document written in 1787. It is a written plan for how the government of the United States works. It has a nickname, the highest law of the land, because every other law is supposed to follow the rules found in it. Now we are going to look at some specific things that make the Constitution so amazing. The Constitution has a lot of words in it, but none as famous as the first three words. The first three words of the Constitution are written with big letters and say, "We the people." Why do you think the Constitution begins with those words? Why does the Constitution begin with "We the people"? Those are the words that open the Constitution, because that idea is the cornerstone of our country. You see, the U.S. government exists for the people, by the people. One of the reasons the colonists fought for independence from Great Britain was to get liberty and freedom for the people. The Constitution starts with "We the people," because it is not just written to set up the United States government. It is written for the people, by the people. You see, the Constitution not only was the plan for how the United States government would work, it also protects people's rights. The Constitution is made up of 7 articles and 27 amendments. The 7 articles mainly focus on how the United States government works. The 27 amendments are additions to the Constitution that came after 1787. Many of the amendments are written about the rights that people in our country have, while other amendments have clarifications about how the United States government works. None of the amendments contradict each other or contradict any of the 7 articles. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution are known as the Bill of Rights. They protect the most basic freedoms of every American citizen.
Yesterday we learned some Bill of Rights, right? Sure, remember you were reading some Bill of Rights? What were some of those Bill of Rights that we learned yesterday? Who remember? Yes, there is no more slavery, right? We can't own slaves. And then which one supported that Bill of Rights? That was the 13th, I think 13th, and then I think like the 17th or something like that supports like the 15th or something like that, right? The 14th Amendment, where it says black men may now vote, right? Which 15th or 14th, the 17th, they took slavery away. The 17th supports the 15th, because if the 15th was not there and black people were still slaves, will they be able to vote? Absolutely not. So those are the Bill of Rights, are the Constitution.
Rights are things that everyone should be allowed to do.
You and me are allowed to do these things.
For example, the First Amendment of the Constitution guarantees us freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of assembly. There are some freedoms that took a long time but finally got added to the Constitution. For example, the 13th Amendment outlawed slavery. The 15th Amendment finally gave African Americans the right to vote. And the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote.
So it goes in order.
Just like amendments have been added in the past, there may be more amendments that could be added in the future. Maybe in your lifetime there may be 28 or 29 or even 30 amendments. We'll just have to wait and see. That is the Constitution, the highest law in the land. With 7 articles and 27 amendments, the Constitution not only shows us how the United States government operates, it also shares the rights and freedoms we have as American citizens. Share what you learned with a friend and let us know in the comment section below what freedoms are you most thankful for.
Okay.
For example,
Okay. So you guys understand the Constitution now?
Mm-hmm.
And the Bill of Rights and the Constitution?
Who watch Oversimplified?
Where? I think there's an oversimplified for Constitution. But I want to do the 3 branches of government. So you guys know. So the Constitution. Should we do the Bill of Rights first?
No. The
Before we do
bill.
that, yeah, let's see what this one is about.
What is the Bill of Rights for kids? Have you ever heard of the Bill of Rights? Do you know what they are? Well, today is your lucky day because we are going to talk all about the Bill of Rights and their importance to the United States of America. First, let's talk about the difference between a right and a privilege. Because, like the name suggests, the Bill of Rights guarantees certain things. A right is a freedom that cannot be taken away from you. A privilege is something that is not guaranteed or protected. For example, if you have a driver's license, the state you live in can take that license from you if you commit a crime.
So is that a
driver's
privilege?
license is
Yes,
a privilege.
privilege.
On the other hand, if you wanted to gather in a group to protest something that you disagree with, or gather to support something you agree with, the Bill of Rights promises that you have the right to do so. So what is the Bill of Rights? It all starts with the Constitution of the United States. Back in 1776, when the United States first became a country, it needed a set of laws and rules for the citizens and the government to follow. The United States Constitution was written in 1787 and became the central law for the United States in 1788. When it was first written, the Constitution did not include rights for American citizens because it was more focused on how the country should be governed.
More focused on just
Which
the
is why
government.
the Bill of Rights was written. In the year 1791, 10 new amendments, or changes, were were added to the Constitution. These 10 amendments are called the Bill of Rights. These amendments ensured certain freedoms and rights for American citizens. The Bill of Rights was based on other historical documents, including the Magna Carta, the Articles of Confederation, the Virginia Declaration of Rights, and the English Bill of Rights. Founding Father James Madison is the man who first introduced the Bill of Rights to the United States Congress. Here is an interesting fact. Originally, there were 12 amendments passed by Congress, but the states only agreed to 10 of them. Out of the other 2 amendments, one has been passed, but not until the year 1992, and one amendment is still pending or waiting to be passed. Let's take a look at each amendment individually. The First Amendment might be the most famous of them all. It guarantees 4 main freedoms: freedom of
speech.
freedom of religion, freedom of the press, and freedom of assembly. On to the Second Amendment. This one refers to the right to bear arms, or, in other words, to own a weapon. The intent of the Second Amendment is often in the spotlight. Some believe it was intended for armies, and others believe that it was intended for individual people. Talk to your parents more about this amendment if you have
So
questions.
you have the freedom to own a gun.
Amendment 3 states that it is illegal during peacetime for soldiers to enter a person's private home without permission.
Remember, because that's what they used to do. That's the Third Amendment. Soldiers cannot enter, because that during that time, soldiers were going to homes, and it was, you had to give them a place to sleep, and you had to feed them.
Here's another interesting fact. This amendment was made because of the events that happened during the Revolutionary War. Do you know what a search warrant is? A search warrant is a special paper that must be signed by a judge before police or other law enforcement officials are allowed to search or to take a person's property, like a home, car, cell phone, or computer. The Fourth Amendment protects people from what is called unlawful search and seizure by the police. Have you heard the phrase, "I plead the Fifth"? That saying comes from the Fifth Amendment. It means you have the right to stay silent in court if you do not want to testify. This amendment also gives people the right to fair treatment in court. You cannot be charged with a serious crime without a jury meeting to decide if there is enough evidence. If you are found innocent of a crime, you cannot be charged for the same crime again. If you are charged with a crime, the Sixth Amendment guarantees you the right to have a speedy public trial in front of a jury made up of people in your community. You also have the right to know the charges against you, to face your accusers, and to choose your own lawyer. Amendment 7 states that in a civil case, like a lawsuit, a person also has a right to have a jury make the final decision. The Eighth Amendment protects people from what are called cruel or unusual punishments. This means that if you are found guilty of a crime, the punishment must be reasonable for that crime. And if you are arrested, your bail or fines also have to be reasonable. The Ninth Amendment is interesting because it acts kind of like a blanket or an umbrella for all of the rights that are not listed in the Constitution. According to the Ninth Amendment, just because something is not written, it does not mean that it is not a right. Last but not least is Amendment number 10. The 10th Amendment gives the power that the United States government does not have to the states or to the people. That means that if something is not found in the Constitution, It cannot be decided by Congress, and is up to individuals and the states. Sometimes, like with the Second Amendment, people disagree on what the true intention of the law is, and sometimes the explanation of the law changes over time because there have been a whole lot of changes that have happened to society since the year 1791. This is why you will sometimes see court cases about certain issues go before the Supreme Court of the United States. It is pretty cool to see all branches of our
So we'll
government
do that
working
tomorrow.
together.
Legislative, executive, and
That
judicial.
was a lot of information. Let's do a quick review to see what you remember. True or false? There are 10 amendments in the Bill of Rights.
True.
True. What is one of the 4 freedoms guaranteed by the First Amendment?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, freedom of religion,
freedom of
freedom of
assembly,
press,
freedom of
or
the
freedom
press.
of assembly.
Freedom.
Fill in the blank.
All 3 of them. All 4 of them.
All 4 of them.
Was the man who introduced the Bill of Rights to Congress. James Madison. Nicely done, Bill of Rights scholars.
Bill of Rights.
The Bill of Rights is an important part of American rules and laws. They help each citizen of the country to be treated with fairness and respect. And they ensure certain rights for all people.
Hope you had fun learning with us. I give it a 7.5.
Bye. Bye, guys. That's the end.